let's wrap up our work on the neck and head. Let's get started by first taking a look at the front view. Let's go ahead and play this back. Just want to make sure that the head isn't tilting too far from side to side. And it looks like we might be able to stabilize it just a bit more. So we can do that by grabbing our neck control. Let's go ahead and grab our rotate gizmo. And we'll go ahead and rotate the neck to straighten it out by tilting it a little bit more to the character's right on 1. We can hold down shift and clone the key on 1 to 15, so now they're identical. And now when we get to frame 8, we just need to use the reciprocal of what we have used for 1 and 15, so that's going to be positive 4. Now when we play this back, much better. Great. All right, now let's go ahead and finish up by working on what we'd see in the side view. So here's how this works. When we reach to about the down position, we're going to want the head to rotate back for follow through, and then when we reach the passing and peak positions, the head will thrust forward. We're going to offset the next animation just slightly from the head. So let's go to frame 5 and we'll rotate the neck back just slightly in the Z-axis. Okay, great. So now when we get to about frame 8, we can go ahead and rotate the head forward. All right. Let's go ahead and take the value on 5 and clone that over to frame 12. We'll hold down shift and drag. From there we can take a look at our function curves and look for any areas to clean up. So taking a look at our x-axis, this is what we use to keep the head stable. We'll essentially need to take this value here on frame 8 and make sure again that we're getting those values on 1 and 15, and we most certainly are, so that's good. So the next thing we could check for are our in-between keys. Notice they create a bit of discrepancy in the function curve, so let's go ahead and get rid of those keys on 5 and 12. So the x-axis is now good to go. Let's check the y-axis. We can go in and delete the in-between keys here. There's no movement. And our z-axis. All right, so here we're going to need to transfer the value on 8 to 1 and 15. Let's go ahead and select frame 8. Hold down Control Shift and drag over to 1. Oh, we'll go ahead and do that again just to make sure it has transferred properly. There we go. And now we'll go in and transfer the keyframe again from 8 to this time 15. Beautiful. So the F curve looks wonderful. We can go ahead and minimize the curve editor, play back the animation. All right, so the neck is stable and we're getting some great rotations in the side view. So that means we just need to add a little bit of follow through and the head to finish up. So let's go just one frame after. On frame 6, we'll go in and we'll rotate the head up for follow through. And then on frame 9, we can go ahead and rotate the head down. All right, great. So from here, let's go ahead and transfer the value from 6 over to 13. And 9, let's hold down Shift and drag to 2. And now we can clean up our work. We can right click and grab our curve editor. Let's take a look. We'll go to our y-axis first. We'll just work on the easier stuff first. We'll clean up all of the in-between keys. When we get to our z-axis, just taking a look at this, looks like we can get rid of the keys on 2, on 6, on 9, and on 13. Okay, the values we have on 8, 1, and 15, they're good to go. So now we can bring our attention to the x-axis. So just for more fluidity, just to make sure that we have a really good head nod here, we can go ahead and clean up our F-curve a bit by taking the key on 8 and deleting that. And now we can go ahead and grab the keys on 1 and 15. Let's go ahead and set our tangents to smooth. We'll hold down Control and start to drag this down until we have a very smooth function curve at the start and at the end. And now we can go ahead and set our tangents to spline. This looks good. We can minimize the curve editor and play this back. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and kind of back up the view a bit so we can get a better view of the entire body. So that's really exciting. In no time at all, we've cleaned up the head's animation and we're getting some very wonderful results. The character nods in agreement. All right. Well, guess what? All we have left to do is to tweak the arms, and then we can spend a little bit of time just checking the animation, making sure that there's nothing else we'd like to tweak before we call the run cycle finished. And then from there, I'll go ahead and show you how to translate it forward. So just a few more steps and we'll be finished.